Okay, so today I would like to wish happy birthday to a young man who watches our weekly Dhamma talk every Wednesday. So Rehan, if you're watching this program right now, we would like to wish you a happy birthday. Your birthday is tomorrow. Your grandmother actually told me, so we would like to send you blessings of the Buddha, Dhamma, the Sangha for all success in your life. So thank you for practicing Dhamma and meditation with us every Wednesday. You're an amazing human being. Wish you all the best. Okay, so today I would like to give the Dhamma talk on another question asked by, again, an online friend who joins our program every Wednesday. His name is William. So William asked me a question, Bhante, how can we really be free? Actually, he asked me this question in a private message. So I said it would be a good topic for our weekly Dhamma talk. So today I decided to give the Dhamma talk in this question. So what do you think? How can we be free? As we are practicing meditation for that freedom. There is a word called vimutti. Vimutti in Pali, vimukti in Sanskrit, and also there's another word called moksha or mokkha. That means liberation, freedom. I think all the spiritual traditions, all the spiritual teachers came up with certain techniques to help people find freedom, to become free. Now, this question would differ from person to person, teacher to teacher. Everything depends on what kind of freedom I am looking for. So, freedom is an important thing. I think it's something like maybe if you're jailed or prison for many years, if you're released, that day you find freedom, you feel free. If you're in trouble and if you go through it over again and being miserable, and if you can become free from that trouble, that misery, that could be your freedom. So then it's at last I'm free. Now imagine those people who keep paying mortgage for years, maybe 20 years, 25 years, 30 years. The feeling you get after paying off the mortgage, at last, I'm free. So, like our temple is not free. This temple still belongs to the bank. Although we have all these facilities, accommodations, we had to pay the mortgage. I think 25 years is not that easy. So we need to find all the monthly memberships from the people through donations. Then, of course, as you know, the bank doesn't believe in excuses. If you don't pay on time, you're losing your house. So people have to work. People have to, despite the extreme cold, although you're sick, there's no choice, you had to work. Why you had to make money? Without money, without salary, you can't pay mortgage, you can't pay bills, you can feed your kids, you know. I think the kids don't know what parents are going through. So, and also, like, you know, how students get student loans, right? And after finishing their studies, they had to work and they had to pay it back, and the day they pay it off, you know, how they feel. So I think the freedom is people experience freedom in different ways, and basically I think as we understand from the Dharma taught by the Buddha, until we are part of this samsara, the cycle of life, we are not free from anything. So we think we are free from paying mortgage, bills, and so on and so forth. Then we die. When we are reborn, again we repeat the same thing. We had to go back to school, go back to university. We had to work, we had to make money, we had to buy houses, we had to pay mortgage, we had to, again, the same thing. We are repeating it over and over again. So there is no freedom. So then there is a very unique principle taught by the Buddha. It's called Paticca Samuppada. So the English, it is called dependent origination. So in dependent origination, Buddha is explaining how things work, how one thing leads to next thing, how the next thing leads to next thing. So it goes over and over again. It's repeating the same thing. So the last link of this dependent origination is called Jati Pachaya Jara Marana Soka Parideva Dukkha Domana Supayasa Sambhavanti. So Jati, the birth. And of course we celebrate birth, don't we? And kids look forward to birthday celebration. I think that's because they get gifts, birthday gifts. They're excited for that. But the birth, and of course I think we take that as a positive thing. And there's nothing wrong with taking that as a positive thing. But at the same time, we have to be very realistic. We need to have a different realistic outlook about everything. Because the Buddha said, Dharma that I'm teaching is not for optimism or pessimism. The Dharma is for the realism. I think optimism, pessimism, these two are two extremes. Avoiding pessimism, we look forward to optimism, and then we become optimistic. And then we have expectations, and once our expectations are not met, then life becomes miserable. So in this case, the Buddha said, I'm teaching Dharma for realism, be realistic. Be in the middle. You don't have to be too excited for optimism. All that is good, but sometimes, most of the time, not sometimes, most of the time, optimism also hurts people. It brings a lot of misery. So now, if we can train ourselves to become realistic, then this realism actually helps us. So according to this realism, the Buddha said, birth. And after birth comes what? Aging. After aging comes what? Sickness. After aging and sickness come what? Death. And all this bring a lot of pain, suffering, sadness, grief and things. Right? And then in between birth and death, there are a lot of struggles. People do business, they try to thrive in business, there are a lot of struggles, you have to work hard, and you have to dedicate your time and energy, and you have to keep working every day. So, this is the reality of the samsara, cycle of life. So the ultimate freedom the Buddha saw is called the release from the cycle of life. And you know how even sometimes people misunderstand this. When they go through troubles and problems, how they try to even take their own life to become free. They think they are free from that, but actually it's not. You're not free. You have invited more troubles, more pains. When? Next lifetime. Because you're dying with a lot of anger, a lot of aversion. So it's not going to be a good rebirth. So the Buddha when Buddha talked about release from the cycle of life, it's called the moksha. So and that moksha is what Buddha called nirvana or nibbana. So nirvana means complete freedom from suffering, all the troubles in life. So now, until we get there, Buddha actually taught us an art of living, the art of living to become free. So how do you become, so until we learn this art of living, I think different spiritual traditions may teach different arts of living, but here the maybe most pragmatic or practical the art of living is there are a couple of steps we need to follow. So this art of living requires the very first thing to stay away from all the negative things, right? So in, let's say in Buddhism, Buddha how he emphasizes on the 5 precepts, 5 training principles. So in this art of living, he said, Panatipatang pahaya panatipata pativirato hote. That means abandoning or removing the intention, the thought of hurting others, taking life of others. You have to refrain from that act of hurting others. You know how sometimes because we are civilized, right? We are civilized beings. They think, oh, it's not good for me to show my weaknesses in front of people. So you may not do that negative thing in front of people. That you may not hurt someone in front of people. And they say the person you dislike is here. But then what happens? But you have a mental image. You have a mental image of hurting. But that mental image also becomes full of burdens. It destroys the peace of mind, inner peace. That destroys the joy, that destroys the happiness, that destroys the freedom. So then, Buddha said, is staying away from the act of hurting another being is not enough, but you have to remove the intention, the thought that you're holding on to. Do you see that point? So you have to remove it. You have to abandon it. And then when such an intention, such a thought pops up, now Buddha said, Lajji, you have to be kind of ashamed. Ashamed in the sense, I think in Western psychology they misunderstand this. Why do we have to be ashamed of such thing? What's wrong with that? But then, because we consider ourselves, we are civilized beings, don't we? Because we are civilized beings. So as civilized beings, but maybe we show our civilization through the outfits. You know, we look beautiful, we put tuxedo on, we have nice shoes, we have nice watch, we drive the most expensive car. But internally, inside, what's happening? Mind is full of anger, aversion, jealousy, envy, selfishness, and greed, craving, desire, and all these things. So, because of this, how even we take, even to hurt someone, how we take the even weapon, rod, and stick. Right? So Buddha said, Nihita satto, nihita dando. After feeling that ashamed, as a human being, let's say even as a monk, like how this robe, let's say, if I had the intention of hurting someone, if I hold on to that violence, and if I become violent, and then even if I take the weapon, even the stick, to hurt someone, to beat someone, then I can't be a monk. I'm not a civilized monk. I'm a violent monk. So then so the Buddha said, we need to put aside even the sticks I took to hurt someone. And then we are doing all this. Why? Because we are lacking sympathy, kindness, love, compassion. So then, but there's a next step, dayapanna. If you think you're doing all these negative things because of lacking sympathy, compassion, kindness, and love, dayapanna. Daya is a very important word. Daya means sympathy, compassion, love, kindness. Apanna. You have to bring yourself to sympathy. You have to bring yourself to the sympathy. If we have no sympathy, if we have no kindness, if we have no love and compassion, we are going to live a miserable life. While we are in pain, we are also going to spill that pain to everyone wherever we go. So then that's why we practice the Dharma, we practice meditation to bring ourselves to bring closer to the state of sympathy and to make our life full of sympathy, full of love, full of compassion. Dayapanna. And then Sabba Bhuta Hitanukampi Viharati. You train yourself to live your daily life by embracing all sentient beings with a heart full of love and compassion. Are you getting this point, this art of living? This is very interesting art of living we need to do. So I think that's why we need to. That's why we have the practice of sila, the morality. That's why, as all Buddhist people are encouraged to live their life with these 5 principles. So, refraining from taking life of other beings or hurting others, refraining from stealing, refraining from sexual misconduct, refraining from lying, refraining from consuming alcohol and drugs. Now why? Because these 5 negative actions bring a lot of pain, misery, suffering, troubles in our life. So then by nature, we have this tendency to do such things, and then we need to train to remove these 5 actions, to stay away from these 5 actions. And then we need to train ourselves to do the opposite of these 5 actions, negative actions. So the opposite of hurting others is respecting all beings, giving freedom to all beings. And then instead of stealing, then you practice generosity, giving. Instead of sexual misconduct, you cultivate loyalty, faithfulness. Instead of lying, you cultivate truth. And instead of consuming alcohol and drugs, then you do something that keeps you awake, conscious, mindful. So, and then as we keep training ourselves for these positive actions, and then the Buddha said, we need to train our mind in such a way that we are full of compassion, we become the embodiment of love and compassion, and then wherever we go, we talk to everybody, we treat everyone with a heart full of love and compassion. I think this is a way, this art of living is going to help us free ourselves from all the negative things which imprison us, which push us into negativities. So now, in order to become free, there are three things as we cultivate this art of living. Then we need to be mindful of three things. Freedom is possible through wisdom, through letting go, through compassion. So the wisdom. What is this wisdom? Wisdom is all about understanding the hetu-phala, cause and effect. Now, if we do bad things will come back to us, making our life miserable. If we do good things will come back to us, making our life happy. And so this is the law of karma. Law of karma. And also wisdom requires understanding the reality, the impermanence, anicca. Everything is impermanent, everything is in flux, everything changes. And so you don't hang on to everything that is changing, that is impermanent. So you just let it go. So this wisdom is very important, as to see the things as they really are. And I think this is what happened. When we read the Buddhist textbooks called Theravada, the Theravada contains the hymns, the songs of the enlightened beings, happy utterances of the enlightened monks. And Theravada contains the happy utterances, sayings of the enlightened nuns. Now, the stories of these monks and nuns are very interesting. Every monk, every nun went through a lot of troubles in life. And they were in pain. When pain became unbearable, they started searching for freedom, some ways to become free from what they were going through. And then they got to learn about the Buddha. And of course, with a heart full of compassion, Buddha received them and made them understand the cause and effect. First, we need to understand, how did I end up here? If I'm complaining about my life, how did I end up here? How did I get here? But do I see the root cause of what I'm going through? And then once I understand the root cause or causes of what I'm going through, and then the Buddha said, then take action. Take action to remove such causes and conditions, and take actions to replace them with the positive ones. Eh? So then your problems will be solved. Your problems will be solved. Whatever you're going through, then you will find comfort. Then as you keep practicing this, it will help you understand this real cause and effect. And also then the Buddha said that everything is the mind. It's called Mano Pubbang Gama Dhamma. Mind is the forerunner of everything. Whatever we do, even you know what? If I'm pretty sure maybe you're already reading about him, Marcus Aurelius. He's a great guy, great philosopher. You all should read his stuff, materials. He also talks about this. Marcus Aurelius wrote a book called Meditation. It's actually he's talking about the Dharma taught by the Buddha, actually, basically. So everything is the mind. So if your mind is stuck with the wrong things, then everything is going to go wrong in life. But you know how we don't see that, and then we start blaming, complaining. But then when things go wrong in life, if you want to become free from such negativities, just withdraw, go inside. That's why we practice Satipatthana meditation, mindfulness meditation. Like, as long as our mind is all over the places, as long as our attention is stuck with the external things, we are going to feel more miserable. So if you want freedom, withdraw. Withdraw. Go inside. That's why we talk about the story of the turtle. Go inside. And bring your mind inside. Put your attention inside. That's the meaning of Satipatthana, by the way. Sati Upatthana. Sati means mindfulness or attention. Upa means within or inside. Thana means to place, to put, to keep. So what is the meaning of Satipatthana? To put attention within, inside. So when you, of course, if you keep your attention outside, that is going to create more stress, more anxieties, more pain. But if you train your mind to go inside, keep in that zone in the present moment. So that is past, withdraw your mind from the past, withdraw your mind from the future, and keep your mind in the present moment, and see everything starts becoming calm. This is another way to free ourselves. And then as we keep doing all this stuff, then one thing, final thing to understand, to be mindful of. As long as it doesn't matter how we look, what we do, or where we go, as long as our mind is full of what we call the kleshas or kilesa, the defilements. Now what are these defilements? Maybe in modern psychology we can call them as negative emotions. What are these negative emotions? Defilements. Greed, anger, hatred, ignorance, jealousy, envy, selfishness, conceit, ego. As long as these defilements are there, there's no freedom. So then, how to become really free from this, anything we do, then Buddha said, pause for a second. I feel like doing this. But I see that, my action is rooted in this particular emotion. It could be anger. Oh, I'm shouting because I'm angry. My action of shouting rooted in anger. I'm upset. So as long as I have this anger, no matter where I go, no matter how I look, no matter what I do, I will be shouting. So then, here is Buddha teaches us, if you think you're angry, you're shouting, your act of shouting is rooted in anger, then to remove that anger, you replace it with the opposite of anger. What could be the opposite of anger? He will say non-anger. What is this non-anger? That says it's the metta or maitri, loving kindness. Loving kindness. Then, if you feel like talking to somebody nicely, lovingly, compassionately, that act is rooted in this metta, loving kindness. So then, Buddha said, in order to become free from the pain and suffering, then train yourself to remove all the negative emotions and cultivate the positive emotions, metta and karuna, the compassion, goodwill. And then once you keep living your life with this art of living, what is this art of living? Abandoning the intention of the mental image of hurting others and staying away from such act of violence. If you have taken any stick or weapon to hurt someone, abandoning such things, then bring yourself closer to sympathy, love and compassion, and then keep living your life embracing all sentient beings with a heart full of love and compassion. And then you keep practicing meditation and then understand the cause and effect. There is a law of karma, and then once you see the cause and effect, removing the negative causes and then replacing them with the positive causes, and then if by developing them, maximizing them, only by training yourself to do good, then at the end you see, wow, I'm free. It's like there are so many stories. We find from the stories from the textbooks, we have modern stories. And our modern stories, like, our mutual friend, Ryan Joseph, who was suicidal, who harmed himself, when his psychotherapist sent him to here, and then I received him with a heart full of love and compassion, listened to his story, and then I made him see what went wrong. And I start teaching him, encouraging him to love himself by doing the positive things, and help him get into meditation, help him keep practicing the act of kindness. And then he became free from such misery. Now today, he is also helping a lot of people. So all you need to learn just this art of living, then you will be free. I mean, we can talk about more of such things, but I think this is enough. So William, I hope you understood this art of living, and this is the way to become free. Alright, so now let's practice meditation. Okay, so I would like all of you to assume a very nice and comfortable posture for meditation. Whatever posture is good for you, feel free to assume that posture. But if you would like to meditate like the Buddha, feel free to assume a very Buddha-like meditation posture, that is full lotus posture or half lotus posture, or simply a general sitting posture. Having the back straight, neither too rigid nor too loose. Resting the hands on the lap, the right hand on the left one, and having the eyes closed. Now simply give a very kindful invitation to your mind. Come to the present. Simply unplug the mind from the past, from the future, from everything you have been doing all day today. Now is the time to become a turtle. When the turtle sees the danger in the environment, it chooses to go inside its own hard shell for safety. In the same way, allow yourself to go inside your own hard shell, the present moment. Present moment is the safe zone for you. As you remain in the present moment zone, take a deep breath and let your whole body relax. One more time. This time take a deep breath through the nose. Hold the breath for a few seconds. Then slowly let it out through the nose. Let the whole body and mind go into relaxation. Now, kindly remind yourself, I'm practicing meditation not only for physical relaxation and mental calm, but also for inner peace and inner happiness, the freedom. With this good intention in mind, now see whether you can be grateful for this wonderful opportunity to practice meditation with this mindful and kindful community. See whether you can be grateful for today's Dhamma talk on freedom. If you feel a great sense of gratitude, let your mind and heart become full of feelings of gratitude. Let such feelings of gratitude overflow and reach out to every part of your body. Let every cell of the body become a great embodiment of gratitude. Now make a determination, no matter what happens, I'm going to go from moment to moment consciously, on purpose, and I'm going to meditate like a forest meditating monk. With such determination, you can listen to the sound of the meditation bell and let yourself remain grounded in this moment. Now slowly and gently bring your full attention to the ingoing and outgoing breath. Keeping your mind in between the nose tip and upper lip, let the mind watch and feel the breath going in, going out. with 100% attention. Breathe in, breathe out, and relax. And be free. No need to rush for anything. Just allow yourself to go from moment to moment, slowly. Just like the turtle that keeps walking and moving forward slowly and steadily. In the same way, allow yourself to breathe in and out slowly. And relax. As you keep breathing in and out slowly, at the same time, see whether you can breathe in and out with 100% silence. Breathe in, breathe out, silently. And relax. As you keep breathing silently, also allow yourself to become full of love and compassion. Just give a simple assurance to yourself, everything will be all right. Just breathe and relax with a heart full of love and compassion for yourself. And keep breathing in and out slowly, silently, mindfully, and kindfully. Keep relaxing. Now you can slowly come out from meditation and feel free to stretch your legs and hands and remain relaxed. Okay, so I would like to do a brief blessing chanting. So to receive blessings, you may bring your palms to your heart. Bhavatu sabba mangalang rakhantu sabba devata sabba buddhanubhavena sada sati bhavantu te bhavatu sabba mangalang rakhantu sabba devata sabba dhamma sada sati bhavantu te bhavatu sabba mangalang rakhantu sabba devata sabba sanghanubhavena sada sati bhavantu te. By the grace and power of the Noble Triple Gem, the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha, may you all be well, happy and peaceful. May you all be free from all sufferings and pains. May no harm come to you. May no difficulties come to you. May no problems come to you. Finally, may you all experience the happiness, the bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Alright, so that's it for today. Good night. I will see you all next Wednesday. So be well.